afternoon everyone, evening, morning, wherever you're watching, whatever this is. I've got a massive video for you today. Okay, where do I start? This is very tricky one for me to make my points concise. This is a big one. As the title suggests of this video, I have signed up to do NaNoWriMo. If you don't know what that is, it stands for National Novel Writing Month. You may know, if you followed my journey for a while, you may not know, but I've always had a desire to be a writer in me, and this signing up to NaNoWriMo is a massive deal, because it means you have to commit to writing a novel, because National Novel Writing Month, of a minimum of 50,000 words within a whole month, in just like 1 month. So that's really like a lot of writing, and it's for the month of November, and I signed up to that, and I thought, well, that's giving me some time to get my head around it and have a think about it, and then I've gone and done something even more crazy than that. There's something called CampNanowrimo, which happens several times throughout the year. I've got a lot to learn about this yet, because I am a new kid on the block with the NaNoWriMo thing, but in July there is another month where you can write. You don't have to commit to as many words, and if you want to write screenplay, or if you want to write short stories, like a collection of short stories, you can, and the minimum you commit to is 10,000 words. So I've committed to doing a short story for that, totally fiction, totally made up, characters are made up, the situations and the scenes are made up, everything, and I have really taken the ball by the horns, and I've got a story to tell you about it. So, like I said just now already, whoa, did you see that fly? Sure sign summer's here in the UK. So the thing is, right, since I was a little girl, when I was just a little girl, I wanted to write. There's a story somewhere on the internet that tells you I actually rewrote Grease. You know Grease? I rewrote that, which is really crazy. So obviously I didn't like rewrite it, but I sat in my bedroom at home. I can't remember how old I was a kid, like 12 or something. I used to go to this dancing school, writing letters to my grandparents. Now, I always used to really like writing. I could write all day. I could write for England, so I used to love it. And there is a little bit of a story. Shall I share this with you? Yeah, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. When I was in my very early 20s, I was just getting over a pretty massive heartbreak, and I was in a very dark and gloomy place. Not like in my mind, I mean physically in a dark and gloomy place. I was in a big campsite that closed down for the winter period time. There was nobody around, and I sat in a caravan because I was allowed to be there because I was staff. Sat in the caravan, totally depressed, didn't have any work to do for several months, and I decided that, I shouldn't say depressed, not quite depressed, but down in the dumps, and I decided to get out a typewriter, that shows you how long ago it was, and a pot of Tipp-Ex, and I decided to write a novel. Now, I'd never done this before, total fantasy world, like fiction fantasy, like romance, and I loved it, loved writing it, and I gave the manuscript to a friend of mine to have a little read of, and it's nothing to do with her, not her fault, but I never went and got it back, so nothing ever happened to that manuscript. Actually, thinking about it, I did send it off to a couple of publishers. I had no idea, just sent the whole manuscript, and they came back and said, if you can send us some excerpts and a synopsis. I had to look up what synopsis was, I had no idea. And this is the day before the internet, so looking up what a synopsis meant wasn't as easy as typing in Google synopsis. It was like, how do I find out what synopsis means? Who do I go and ask? I really was clueless, and I'm not really that much more educated now, but I have spent the last few years doing a lot of self-work, a lot of study on how I could possibly make this dream come true. So on the internet, I have been following somebody called Joanna Penn, who is an English writer. She writes thriller, and I've got loads and loads of respect for Joanna. She's very generous with her time. She's written me a few email replies. I'm going back a couple of years now, so I don't know if she still has that kind of level of time where she can make the time for you. But she also educates you on how to write your own book and how to get it out there. So what I learned from watching people like her and various others was that you need an author platform. So I decided to start building a platform. This is, like I say, I'm going back a long time, and I thought, okay, so we need people to know that I'm out there, so that when I've written my book and ready to release my book, then there is an audience there who are going to go, oh, I might give that a read. I'll spend 99 cents and buy her book. So of course nowadays we've got what we call indie publishing, which is independent publishing. So you can write a book, click publish, and send it off to people like Kindle and Kobo and Nook and Barnes and Noble and all them people, Smashwords. Send them off and they will publish your book for you. It's quite simple to get cover designs done and, you know, start at the beginning. So I started writing a couple of little books which weren't novels, but they were books that I felt that I perhaps should be writing. So these couple of little books are out there. They're on my Amazon page now, and it's been really good practice for going through the process of actually like getting a book published and getting it out there. But the author in me is still been like, can't find a word to express that, but the author in me has been, well, I've got a really big limiting belief there. Now if you know me and you followed me about law of attraction, limiting beliefs can be your biggest enemy in regards to making your dreams come true. So the limiting belief is like, well, does anybody actually make any money writing books? Much the same way that people watching YouTube who make videos on YouTube might be thinking, does anybody really be able to go and do that full time as their job? Because for me personally, that's not really what my YouTube is about. I don't want really to, not really looking to grow it for the YouTube, just, you know, me to just sit here talking to the camera and that be my job. My initial reason for starting out YouTube was to get my author platform going so that I can write a book, somebody buys it. However, there is this person on the outside as well that's not just about the limiting belief, but who I feel I should be. This person that I feel that, you know, you should go and get a job and you should work hard for your money and all those things that have been drummed into us throughout sort of the 80s and 90s. And nowadays people are embracing their dreams a lot more, making their dreams come true. So I had quite an epiphany moment a couple of weeks ago. There was something that happened, a couple of things that happened that were really awful, like so bad that I thought there's got to be something in this, because things that bad don't just happen for no reason. Things that are that bad happen for a lesson. So I decided to look on the positives and to really think, right, what is the lesson here to learn? And the way that I was feeling and the way that I kind of wanted to retreat back to my comfort zone again of being an author, being somebody that sits there plinking and plonking away all day and just creating this platform through. Also as well, I find I put a lot of photography online and people seem to really love that. So I think the two things combined make for a nice blog. So YouTube, blog, photography, writing, it's all kind of the one big sort of dream, if you like. Sometimes things come along and they almost like hit you like a truck and you think, ah, yes, now that is a gut feeling, and I keep ignoring it and I keep ignoring it and I keep ignoring it. So while I was dealing with all of these things that weren't the greatest of things, I was invited by the university to go along to see a brilliant woman. So the trainer for the day was called Pam Lidford. Her website is www.pamlidford.co.uk. I will link it down below. Now, she was fantastic, totally brilliant, and she was an NLP practitioner. She is an NLP practitioner. This isn't her book, but I'm showing you this because I'm now going on to try and learn a little bit more about it. Now, it was a coaching day that we ran a personality test quiz called the DISC system, which is D-I-S-C. Go and search that up on the internet and see what you can find. And this determined the kind of personality that you are. And mine was quite interesting because there's 3 graphs that you ended up to plot. It was quite complicated, a little bit mathematical, but don't let that put you off. And on the graph, it plotted what my inner wants to kind of be doing, or my personality typing, although you can change it, but my personality typing wanted to do something else, and that core person that's in there prefers a communication style of writing. Totally is me. But then there's an outer mask, which is this other person that I feel I should be, which is somebody who's quite dynamic and busy and out there within people. So I had these kind of two things going on there, and listening to Pam explain what my graphs came out to show, it really made me feel as though I am sort of like stifling that person inside me that wants to be a writer. Now, whether I'm going to earn enough money that this is going to generate me an income and that's all I'm going to do or not, I really don't know, and I'm not 100% sure where that could take me in the future. But what I do know that I want to do is look back over my life when I'm sort of sitting in my rocking chair, what I call those rocking chair moments, and think to myself, right, you've done what you wanted to do. You have written novels, you've got stories out there, because that really is a passion in me. So I signed up to NaNoWriMo instantly, like the next day. I told everybody that I know that I'm going to be doing NaNoWriMo, and they're like, what's that? So I explained what that is, and I have now got some camp mates as well for the July one, so I'm going to meet some other writers. Most of them I think have done it before, and they're going to give me the benefit of their experience, which is really exciting. So between reading my NLP book, and this so far is brilliant, by this lady, Judy someone, however you say that, Bartkowiak or something. It's a really good book, and it's really showing me some more things about NLP, which is kind of taking me to the whole place of where it is I want to be, what I want to be doing. So my first book, I've got a few ideas, and I've just literally been and got this from the shops. I'm going to open it with you now because it's exciting. And this is going to be the book where I'm going to put my plot. I've been desperately watching YouTube while I've been cooking dinner and things like that, have the laptop in the kitchen to find out what other people have done for a successful NaNoWriMo. And a lot of them said they had a book. Now mine, can you see that? Isn't that pretty? This is London, and it's got like a nice little magnet thing on it, and just inside just lined paper. But it's very, I normally like spiral backs, but this one's very easy to hold it open like that and write, because otherwise I find getting in these little bits here is really difficult, makes your handwriting go not very nice. So I'm going to do lots of little doodles in there. I'm not an artist by any stretch, although I'm very creative. Something I can't do great is draw, but I'm going to do lots of doodles in there of things I've got in my mind. I'm going to write in there a character list of who is who, and if they have any accents, if they have a certain way that they talk, so within their dialogue, for example, if somebody drops an H because they're from, so a certain part of London where you get that, you notice that on EastEnders, everybody that goes into EastEnders, they're not allowed to say, come over to my house, it's come over to my house, and I do that sometimes, depends on how I'm feeling. So this is going to be my book that's going to have everything in it for my novel. Now my novel is called Delayed. I have already got my designer making the book cover for me, which is obviously not going to look like that. But I'm just super excited about it. Like I know this is a long video, but like I really wanted to tell you that this is my whole dream, and I've been saying to people for ages and ages about the law of attraction, and you know, what you think about is what you bring about, and I've been thinking for so long about writing some novels, and the novels are still inside me. I haven't done anything about it, and the only reason that I haven't done anything about it, I think, is because it hasn't been the right time. But I've really been guided, and it's been such a strong force that's come, like since I finished university at the end of May. I mean, God, that was only like 3 weeks ago. It's mad. So much has happened to come and guide me into that direction where I need to be. And I feel as though life is so much better for it. I'm really grateful to everybody that's brought me to this path. I send you all lots of love. You know who you are. And I'm just so grateful that I've come to this place now. So I'm going to focus really hard on my work so that I can keep paying the bills, and I haven't got to worry about all that, and I can keep a clear mind for the times when I'm going to be doing my writing. So the one in November is like the big one where you've got to do the 50,000 words, which is like 1,600 and something per day. I'm sure one of you NaNoWriMo people is going to comment down below how many words it really is. I think it's 1,667. Have I got that right? But yeah, so I will put links for you down there for NaNoWriMo. If you're an inspiring author, you want to do it, it doesn't have to be for a purpose, it just has to be so you go, oh, I've written my book. And if you complete it, because you have like a track thing on the on the NaNoWriMo website, you have like a track thing. And at the end, if you achieve it, they say you've won NaNoWriMo. And there are prizes to be had as well. And obviously it's a big, like, we might all buy each other's books. Like the people in my camp, there's going to be another 11 people. So if I buy all of their books and they buy all of mine, well, that's 12 sales already we've each got. 11 sales. I just passed my maths with 88%. So I'm going to ask you to please give my video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and help me to build my author platform and help me to make this dream come true, because I'm so thrilled to be part of this and to be given this opportunity within my lifetime to get a couple of books out inside. I've got really about 4 stories buzzing around in my head that I would love to get down. I've just downloaded from my Mac Word and the whole Office program. So I'm going to be using Word and I'm going to be using KDP to put it out there as an ebook and also create space for a print book, because there's nothing better than saying, like, I'm not saying this is my book, so don't sue me. There's nothing better than saying, hi everyone, here's my new book and I would love to share this with you. You can download it, the link's down below. So there's going to be one like this, you know, that you can touch and feel and see pages. How many pages is this? This is like 300 pages. So that's really nice amount of a book, and like touching a book and sniffing a book and smelling a book, and there's just something about a book, isn't there? So I'm off to finish reading this and to start plotting Delayed, which is going to be, this is going to be the plot, but I will type it, and I'm going to be, through July, I will be vlogging that as I go. There might only be like literally a minute long vlogs just to sort of let you know every day how it's going and what's going on, and then at the end of that obviously we have to edit and then get it into print. So, and it's going to be summer holidays then, but I was just so super excited to share this with you. I know it's a really long video, and if you're still with me, thank you so much. I am also encouraging people over to my website, which is louiseusher.co.uk. On there is a sign up form where you can sign up to my newsletter mailing list, and then I will keep you in the loop with what's going on with all the books and things. So I'm also going to go and write a blog today. What's the time now? Oh god, just about got time to write my blog and say basically the same as I've said in this video. So whether you prefer video, whether you prefer reading. Also across on my blog, that's going to have a little bit of a facelift. I'm going to get rid of quite a lot of advertising that I've got on the right hand side, and I'm going to encourage more authors and bloggers and people like that to advertise the space on there, because there's a great opportunity to do that really cheaply. I get hundreds of visitors to my blog. I get an average of about 300 visitors per day on my blog, and I just think, you know, if you can get your blog on my blog and I can get my blog onto other people's blogs, then we can all kind of share the love, and it's just great. So thank you really so much for watching. This is quite a big deal for me putting this video out today, and I'm really putting my intention out there to make this dream come true. So from me and my snoring Harley, here we go off into the world of authorship. I'm probably going to change my Twitter handle, and I'm also going to reinvent my WordPress blog as well, so that I can pop them all over onto whatever platform it is you prefer. So if you're somebody that wants to also get involved, like I say, there's links down there. Have a little click and see what you can find out. But I am open to you emailing me if you've got any questions, but I'm not pretending to be the expert. I can like motivate you into doing it and tell you like, yeah, have self-belief. But as for actual Camp NaNoWriMo or normal NaNoWriMo in November, might be better if you have a little look through their website. So, but I am happy to hear from you all, so please get in touch, and I will really look forward to keeping you updated and let you know how it all goes. So fingers crossed, here we go. Let's hope I can make an amazing story for you for the month of July. And I just love you all so much, and I really appreciate this opportunity to, oh my god, I sound like I'm picking up an award. Hang on a minute, hang on. Thank you so much for this award. I really appreciate it. I want to thank my mum, my dad, all of my supporters. I'm kidding now, really. I'm not sure if I'm going to win any awards. Wouldn't that be awesome? So, bye for now, and I will see you next time.